Ooh. Oh, very good listening. Ah. E. So we started off the activity with a listening check where I used the hoop and I made some of the linguistic sounds, which are ah, oo, e, s, and sh. The purpose of that is those sounds represent all the sounds across the speech range, so then we know if the child has proper access to all the sounds in the speech range so that they're going to be receiving spoken language to the optimal level. So we do this just to know if their equipment's working, if there's any issue with that. So once we know that everything's working properly and they have proper access to speech, then we begin our lessons. Listen! Ruff, ruff, ruff. You hear that? Ruff, ruff. What did you hear? Oh, ruff, ruff. And oh! The early developing language levels, we start at sounds, which we label a lot of the objects with a sound. Moo for cow, meow for cat. And then as they develop language, we begin to scaffold it where they begin to call a cow, and then that's a black cow, and we build from there. So when they first come to us and they're new to listening, we do a lot of the listening activities where we expose them to the sound, which was what we did with the beans, where we're just making the sound and having them link the sound to the object or to the animal. Can you hear it? Shh, let her listen. What do you think is in the barn? What do you hear?
Cow.
You think it's a cow? Tell me, I think it's a cow.
I think cow.
What do you think it is?
Doggy.
You think it's a doggy? To me, I think it's a doggy.
I think doggy.
Let's open the door. Kristen, open the door. What is it?
Cow.
It's a cow. Moo. The cow says moo. The cow was inside of the barn. So as we try to meet the learning needs of each child and to keep them engaged and wanting to work, we use a lot of different mediums. Sometimes we use electronics, such as using the iPad, because that really is very motivating to the kids, and it keeps them wanting to make a lot of different efforts and attempts without frustrating. Sometimes we use gross motor strategies, such as we set up obstacle courses to really help them expand their listening skills and also develop auditory memories. They go through the obstacle course, they have to remember what we told them. And some students just really learn better when they're moving, so we try to incorporate the gross motor into the language piece that motivates students who need that learning style.
All right, I want Miss Bella to help me out first and tell me who is eating the cheese.
Snail is.
Tell me the cheese.
The cheese is eaten by the snail.
Good, the cheese is being eaten.
The cheese being eaten by the snail.
Good. The cupcake is being eaten.
Wait. The cupcake is being eaten by the caterpillar.
So the lesson that I'm doing is about passive voice, and the reason why I'm doing that is because in preparing them to transition to a typical kindergarten, there's a lot of very complex language that's going to be used. And as a result, we need to prepare our kids by teaching them very complex sentence structures. So an example of passive voice would be in this lesson, we're doing picnic foods. So instead of saying active voice, the spider is eating the kiwi, you would say the kiwi is being eaten by the spider. The reverse sentence order is often very difficult for kids with hearing loss to comprehend. So we've been practicing that in order to get them to be able to reverse the sentence order and still understand what they're saying. During lessons, we use something that's called the listening hoop, and the reason that we use this is to try and train their auditory channel, to strengthen it and try to use the auditory channel only to listen to the directions rather than having the ability to speech read and look at my lips and try to piece together what's being said. So when I hold the listening hoop up, they don't have access to my lips, so they're unable to speech read. They have to really focus on what I'm saying and use the auditory channel only.